What up, everybody?
What's
We
up, man?
live. We live, man. Welcome to the Opps draft party, streaming live. Thank you for joining us. We here in the building. We're going to be, analyzing the picks, giving you our thoughts, our commentary, and seeing what goes down. You'll get our live reactions. Feel free to chime in and get some feedback here. And hey, we'll have some fun together tonight as we watch the draft together. How's that sound?
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
Hey, so we got the whole crew with us tonight, and so hey, shout it out, Dave. Why don't you start us off?
It's the one and only Dave in the cut.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking that jersey, bro. I'm liking that jersey. Josh, tell them where you from.
Josh from HCF East Side. What's up?
Let's go, baby. You representing the Eagles in the background.
Background. I'll have the jersey on in a minute.
Oh, all right. Big Zeke is in the building, y'all.
It's your boy Big Zeke. What's going on, people?
What is
Hey,
it?
and he's rocking the jersey. What jersey is that? Let's find out.
Yo,
DeMarcus
Roger
Ware
Goodell is
throwback.
behind the mic out on
Not
the
really
stage,
throwback,
bro.
but it's DeMarcus Ware jersey.
Marcus Ware. Okay, all right. It's your boy Chris Peasy, rocking them Indy coats. Got my lovely little mascot here. We ready? We gonna have some fun tonight. We gonna see who the Colts draft.
Yo, man, you guys watching the live broadcast? Come on, man. Why Lil Wayne got to be everywhere, bro? They got like 8 people out on stage on bikes. I'm waiting for a crash. Oh, they all got off.
Are they trying to make up for the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good point, Z.
Titans are on the clock. Who they taking here, guys?
Cam.
It's got to be.
Yeah, they pretty much announced that already. If you look at the betting odds, I think the betting odds on Cam Ward was like negative $20,000. I mean, it's just crazy. Like you gotta, yeah, he's the first pick. I don't think Vegas would put that much money up against him if they didn't want people putting money down on that.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll definitely see, man. It's I don't know. Cam is a good dude, man. I like him. I like he comes from good stock. I like his family. I like his overall attitude. I don't have his numbers in front of me right now, but he did some amazing things transferring, over to Miami. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of people at this draft, man. It's crazy.
yo, I just sent you guys the invite link in the chat here. So if you got anybody you want to invite, send them that link. Forward them that link. We want some guests. We want some people to come through, show us some love.
Yes, sir. All right, so let's take a quick minute, real quick. So Roger Goodell is up. He's at the podium. He's welcoming everybody and doing his whole thing where he's going to introduce the kids and all of that stuff. While we have some time, let's talk about who we are looking for our teams to pick. What are our team's needs? Let's start with Josh. Josh, what do you think your team needs?
So right now, I mean, we lost a little bit in our our defensive line, even though we've got Big Dog Carter and the Georgia Bulldogs, man. We got them dogs on the front. I think we need an edge rush, and I also think that we need a little bit of we need to add more youth in that secondary. We need a safety. We just traded C.J. Gardner Johnson away to the Texans, and that's kind of one of those things that's in question. We have Sidney Brown, who was naturally a safety, but I think he's been injury plagued and whatnot. So I think we need to add a little bit of depth back there in the deep backfield. And it'll be nice to get a little ball hawk in that safety position. So that's where I think we need to focus in on edge rush and safety.
All right, cool. Big Zeke, I know you don't have any skin in the game. You're a baseball dude, man. But do you have any storylines that you'd like to see come out of this?
Um, I mean, as far as the Cowboys, I think we need to go back to basics and rebuild the offensive line. We just saw the last two uh pieces of that vaunted line that we had for so long retire with Zach Martin and Tyron Smith.
Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
would be nice to see them start to build that up again. I don't care who you got at quarterback or who you got at running back. If the line can't block, we ain't gonna get much done. So as far as storylines, um, one thing I'm really interested in is to see where Dion's boys end up. Um, Travis, Shador, even Shiloh. I mean, Shiloh had a decent career. I'd love to see uh, what his NFL career is going to end up looking like, where he gets started at. But yeah, I want to see what happens with Shador and Travis on it.
All right, cool. Um, who what any idea like where you would like to see Shador go?
Not really. I mean, I it sucks because you would like to see him be one of the top five or top 10 picks, but then you know he's walking into pretty much a dumpster fire.
Right,
So it's almost like it would be great to see him be a top pick just to prove everybody wrong who says he wouldn't be a top pick. But I want him to end up in a decent situation. Um, am I saying I want Dion to step in and pull a Archie Manning? No, not necessarily. We
right.
don't need that kind of heat added onto the fire that this young man is already getting. But if everybody is stupid enough to listen to all the rumors about him being too arrogant and him not being good enough, and he does fall, I hope he lands in a situation where he can be successful early.
Agreed,
For
agreed.
sure, man.
All right, PZ. So you and I, man, we share the same team. But I want you to go, man. I want you to tell me, you know, where you think we should go.
Yeah. I I think the Colts' biggest need, undisputable need, is GM.
I was gonna say the same thing, man.
We need
We
a
have
new
the same
GM,
thing.
bro. Is there a new GM in this draft? I would like to select him with our first pick.
Yo,
Um, but nah, really, like I really do feel that way though. I think the problem is that um, the owner, for whatever reason, he wants to kind of emulate like, and kudos to him that he's trying to emulate like the more successful franchises that don't just drop their coach every 2 years. I actually think we do have a good coach. I'm not actually mad at the coach. I think Shane Steichen is a great coach. I just think the GM is just he's fumbled the bag way too many times. He's made too many drafting mistakes, too many um, personnel errors. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know a direction for this franchise. And, it sucks because, I mean, we got Chris Ballard from the Kansas City Chiefs after all the success he had with them. And they're still having success. They're still having good drafts. And clearly, it had not that much to do with him. And so I think what the Colts need is th- what they're saying online that we need is a tight end. But it don't make difference. We got good receivers. I like Josh Downs. I like Michael Pittman. I think they're very talented receivers. Um, our running back, I mean, one of the top running backs in the NFL, in my opinion, in Jonathan Taylor. And so it's they're like, all right, well, if you got a good running back, you got good receivers. What do you need? Well, our offensive line is actually pretty good. I mean, they're not terrible. You just need someone to be able to get rid of the ball quickly. Like you can't hold the ball 3 to 4 seconds in the NFL and think you're not going to get one of these very. I mean, they get paid too on the other side of the football, and so like you're just not. You're just that's just not going to happen. So what do we need? I think we need a new quarterback, bro. I think we need a new quarterback, and I personally, I would love to see them draft Shador. I
there
don't
you
buy into the hate. I don't buy into the hate. I'll go one step further. I seen Stephen A. And since we got a long podcast here, we could talk for a little bit.
Yeah, man, let's do
Um,
it.
Stephen A. was talking about how he thinks that the reason that all the vitriol and all the hate on Shador is because of his father, and because of his father, people are seeing him in a different light, seeing him as maybe spoiled, seeing him as maybe like um, privileged. But bro, like, how many quarterbacks have we had that have had pedigree, and we don't give them that same hate? What about Eli? What about my boy Peyton Manning? He had a father that was an NFL quarterback. He had a father that was considered NFL royalty, if you will. And these dudes didn't get the kind of hate that Shador is getting. I don't understand the kind of hate that Shador is getting.
Do
Like,
you really not understand it?
I'm just saying, I think it's unjustified and it's uncalled for, bro. I,
Absolutely. I mean,
I,
you got he's young, he's arrogant, he's good. Like you said,
is
he's
he arrogant
privileged.
though?
His daddy's rich. Well,
You think?
okay, in their eyes, he's arrogant because he's not humble enough. He
In
he
your
doesn't show
eyes, what
enough
would you say?
humility. I remember actually a line that you gave. I can't remember if it was basketball or baseball, but we had a meeting and you said there's a thin line between confidence and cockiness. And Shador is right up against that line, and they don't like that. They see him as cocky when it sounds like you see him the same as I do. He's not cocky, he's just confident. He's confident in his skills, he's confident in what he can do on the football field. He has a daddy that's seen all the shenanigans and everything that can be pulled in an NFL front office and with NFL scouts, and he's giving him the game plan. So before he even steps in the room, he has all the answers to their questions. And they don't like that. They can't trip him up. They can't confuse him. They can't hit him with the hoodwink, so to speak. So yeah, he's young, he's flashy, he's rich. His last name is Sanders. They don't like that. So
Nah, they
that's
don't.
why the hate is. I mean, he's been dealing with this pretty much ever since he stepped foot in Colorado because they really didn't pay attention to him when he was in Jackson. Was
Here
it
comes the
Jackson
pick,
State?
fellas. Hate to cut you off, Z. We'll
Go
get
ahead,
back to
go ahead.
you in a second, man. Commissioner coming up to the podium here. Let's see. Is it going to be Cam?
Probably.
Selection is made. Cam Ward.
Wow, you must don't talk, Chris. You're ruining it for everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
my
Let it come through the ticker, man. Yo, you must got that super duper internet.
bad.
Yo, that's awesome, man. There it is.
Cam Ward.
Now we'll get back to that Chet Shador conversation, but just because Cam Ward was picked, what do you guys think are the do you think this guy has potential bust written on him, or do you guys see franchise Hall of Fame quarterback in the making here?
So for me, just based on watching his speech and just seeing the type of player that he is, his confidence, uh, him training with Shador at
Oh,
at Dion's house. Go ahead, what you got, Peasy?
okay. So I got to announce this. This is a draft coverage. The Browns are trading the number 2 pick and a
Mm.
fourth a fourth round pick and the 6th round pick to the Jaguars. The Jaguars are trading the number 5th overall pick, a 2nd round pick, number 36. So they're trading the 5th and the 36th pick, the 4th pick, number 126, and their 2026 next year's 1st round pick to the Browns. Great trade by the Browns. They got the number 5 pick this year, so they only drop back a few slots.
Right.
And they get next year's number 1 pick, where they'll be 1 year closer to probably be able to select their franchise quarterback if the Jaguars are as buns as we think they're going to be next year.
Mm.
But
Wow.
let's see who the Jaguars pick. Maybe they. Do you really think the Jaguars wanted Cam Ward or Travis Hunter that bad?
Who knows, man? I hope he don't end up going there, bro.
The Jaguars already have their franchise quarterback.
Do they?
I don't know, man.
I agree with you, but according to them, they got their franchise quarterback,
They
and they
thought
got a star wide receiver already in Brian Thomas.
yeah.
So, do they really need Travis Hunter that bad? I
Ah,
mean, they need a good corner. They need defense for sure, and he would fill maybe both needs.
well, maybe the Jags are the one of the only teams that were ready to promise him that he could play both sides of the field.
But anyways, Dave, go ahead, chop it up for us, bro.
So back to Cam, man. So I see his trajectory. I actually see him be possibly becoming Steve McNair 2.0. Um, in that city, man. And I think primarily I say that because his confidence. Steve McNair coming out of college, they didn't expect Steve McNair to do anything. They were a brand new franchise. They weren't expecting them to do anything, and the poise and confidence that he had um, really, really pushed the Titans to the forefront. They were able to build around him. Um, with Cam, I just see his poise. I see the confidence. Him and Shador. They had the little banter and stuff like that when they were training. And a lot of people were like, they're friends. They're just playing. And I saw that part. I saw the playing around and stuff like that. But there was seriousness in what Cam was saying. Cam 100% believed that he was going to be the number one pick.
Hmm.
Shador didn't believe he was going to be. I don't think Shador was even thought he would be a lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? So, hence him staying home. And I'm sure he didn't want the story of them bringing the camera in his face every 5 minutes, showing that he was still in the green room or whatever they call it. But back to Cam, I just think Cam he's that dude, man. He's got a lot of confidence. I see him being Steve McNair 2.0. His stature, his build, he'll only get bigger. You know what I mean? Hopefully not too big, but I think he's built for the game already. I really do. I just think that his confidence, number one. Uh, his ability to make big plays, and just his pedigree. I think there's a good landing spot for him. I think it's gonna be great. Jaguars pick is in. Oh my gosh.
Man, this gonna be huge to me because who's worth a fifth and next year's first? Because next year's first could be a top pick as well. Could be top 10.
I mean, they could be getting two top players in one with Travis if they go with Travis. I know we don't necessarily want him to go there, but I could see
Yeah.
wanting to make that move.
I mean, Travis Hunter makes sense here, though. I mean,
Yeah, to
It
trade
has to be Travis.
that much.
it's
Yeah.
got to be Travis when you're giving away that much.
I'm gonna make Dave mad right here. It's like getting Shohei.
Hey, if you want talent, man, but our AFC South, Dave, is loading up. First two picks of the draft, AFC South.
I know, man. We gonna have to see these fools.
Meanwhile, we still need to draft a GM.
Yo, man. So I'm gonna just put it out there right now. The person that I'm pulling for, my man, to get the GM spot when it opens up in Indy, is the one and only. And my dream came true, man. I posted something on Twitter, man, and he actually replied to it. He said he was good where he is right now, and I understand that. But man, I want to see Lou Riddick. I want to see Lou Riddick running our team, man. I'm telling you. I
You've
know
been
y'all
saying that for a
tired of
hot
me
minute,
saying
bro.
that, bro. But I want Lou Riddick so bad running our team. It's a travesty that this dude has not gotten the chance to run a team. Here comes the commissioner, man. I'm gonna get back to my Lou Riddick rant, man. But it's a travesty. All right, here we go. Don't say nothing, Peasy.
My bad.
So where are we unanimous? Travis Hunter right now.
Travis. It's gonna be Travis.
Imagine if it's Aston Genty, bro. Imagine that'd be wild.
Did you see the claims? This man said, "Hey, if any team wants somebody who defense can't tackle, pick me.
Pick me. That's what he
Y'all
said.
love that
We're gonna
quote.
get into that.
But to trade a top pick, 2 top picks for running back would be
He had a great pro
insane.
day. He had a great pro day, bro. This could change it up. My boy Jason's in there.
Oh, here it comes, man. Piece you probably already know.
Nah, I don't know yet.
My boy Jason's backstage. We're gonna bring him on afterwards. All right, Dave?
All right, cool. Man, they taking a sweet time. You giving a speech up here,
The pick is in, and it's Bobby Boucher.
right?
Water boy. While we
There he
wait,
is.
the Knicks 66,
Travis Hunter.
Pistons 53. Already got Travis Hunter. Yeah,
That
I
Oh
big
boy,
figured.
dog
here they go with the
Trav.
dancing and
Big
stuff,
dog
man.
Trav.
Yeah, that had to be it. I mean, he's like getting a starting cornerback and a starting wide receiver all in one. That's the only dude I could imagine 2 first rounds for that early in the draft. But man, everything's lining up for the Giants to get their man, Abdul Carter.
All right.
Or will they get Shador Sanders right here and prove
Who
everybody wrong? Maybe it was a big bluff to prevent anyone from trading into the number 2 spot to swipe Shador.
Mm.
No, I like this little wrinkle that they added where they had the cat stand and put their hat on in front of the camera. I think that's dope.
They were saying on I was
It is
listening
dope.
to what was it, Fox Sports, and they were talking about how the 2 quarterbacks that the Giants did more homework on was the kid from Ole Miss, was it Jackson Dart, and then Shador Sanders. That they did tons of research on both of those quarterbacks,
Right.
and so the thought process here might be that they might be looking to trade up in the draft after selecting Abdul Carter to see if they could get back into the first round to get their franchise quarterback if they feel he'll drop. Because Abdul Carter will not drop.
No, not at all. He's going in top 10.
Let's
Yeah.
get Jason in.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring in my boy Jason. We gotta watch some clips that PZ found. That'll be pretty dope. Here he comes.
Big Jason, what up, dog?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Can't hear you guys.
Can't hear
You
us?
can't hear us?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
Let me
you.
see here.
Yep. We can hear you. We can hear the beautiful
We hear your
baby.
little one.
A little one in the background.
He's still having some technical difficulties.
Yep.
Hold on, guys.
All right.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so Travis, number 2. Everybody's thinking Shador 3. Who's supposed to fall to the second round?
I
I
don't think
think
Shador's going here.
Not?
they put so much hate on Shador's name. It's crazy.
Can you hear us
There
now,
would be
Jason?
such.
For whatever reason, I can't seem to hear you guys.
I I'll send you a text.
Let me try doing the link one more time. I'm gonna be right back.
All right.
Giants picking Sanders. They will see.
The pick is in. Yo, they're not wasting any time, are they?
They could have. They probably knew they wanted Abdul Carter. That's probably
The
what it
goal,
is.
You
yeah.
think it's Abdul Carter?
I
I
don't know,
think it's
man.
Bart.
Ashton Genty here because they're trying to replace Saquon.
Oh no! If they
No.
do that after letting Saquon get away, it would just bring back too many bad memories.
I don't even think he spoke with them. I don't think he met with them. He was on Dan Patrick, and they asked him if he met with them, and he
I
said no.
like where your head is at, Josh, because I love the drama of that scenario, that storyline.
Yeah, man. Big time. Can you hear us now, Jason? No.
Hey, hey, Josh, mute Jason until he could hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, throw the comments up on the chat there.
Uh-oh.
Josh, you got that, or you want me to?
Yep, I got you. Giants picking Sanders at number 3 here.
New England picking the offensive line at 4. I mean, New England does need. I mean, I think their quarterback is he can be great. He just needs some protection. So I
I
think
don't
New England
know.
picking the offensive line is the right pick.
I
But
think I'm in agreement with that. I think they might go. I think they might go with Sanders, man. I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. They all seem
well,
pretty excited, man.
New England's picking number 4. The Giants are on the clock right now, and it says that the pick is in. Chances are they probably went with Abdul Carter because everyone has them projected at that, and the vitriol online is real.
Yep.
I agree. That pick number 2, Travis Hunter,
Oh,
number
okay,
2.
yeah, yep. They just selected him, Abdul Carter.
Uh,
He's in.
I
Interesting.
don't know. I don't know, man. When you need a quarterback, unless they really think that their QB is going to be there, man. Like I don't know. I don't understand that pick.
Well, they went out and they got Russell Wilson,
I
right?
know,
And
man,
so
but
he's a stopgap for a year. And then when you got a guy like Brian Burns on that squad, who's a legit all star, you couple them with Abdul Carter. They already had I forget what's his name on that line. Is actually pretty nasty. Lawrence, is it? Um, who's Zeke? Who's their other lineman that's dope on the Giants?
Dexter
They got
Lawrence.
Dexter.
Dexter Lawrence, right? Yeah, that's going to be a formidable defense. And so, like, if they can kind of like see, the thing is you need a good running back to play that kind of run control defense led, kind of like play like Pittsburgh Steelers s football. With Abdul Carter, they'll have the ability to do that. Problem is, they don't have the guns on offense to kind of to do that.
right.
We'll see what Russell Wilson can do, but I mean, they probably need to get some offensive line help because I think they're was it Tyrone Tracy? He looked legit towards the end of last year.
Yeah. Oh man. I want to see Dabo do good there, bro, but I don't know. Did I freeze up?
Nah, no, we hear you.
Okay.
I think the Patriots are either going to just pick their offensive tackle or they're probably trade back. Yeah, yeah. If you throw that comment up on the chat, Josh, um, said decent pick for the New York Giants. Built the defense. Russell and Neighbors can make some noise. I think he's got a point. Um, Russell Wilson, you mix that with Neighbors, you mix that with Tyrone Tracy. That's a good core. Maybe their young tight end can take us a leap forward. He was a little disappointing last year. Maybe he could take a little bit of a leap forward this year. They still need some offensive line help. Russell Wilson is going to be running for his life, but the Giants at least got a little bit of a future now because they got a solid core. They got really talent. They got good talent on both sides of the football right now. In a year or two, we could be looking at elite talent on both sides of the football. Uh, Giants can make some noise. They can make some noise.
Well, can you imagine? Can you imagine Cleveland taking Genty, man?
No, I cannot.
What a waste of talent, man.
But what you know? What I was talking about this the other day. Whatever happened to Chubb? Is he still on the Browns?
I believe he is.
Chubb is still on the Browns. Josh, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I was just talking to Jason backstage. I got him. I got him on, so I'm gonna bring him online. He can hear us now.
Okay, great. Jason, welcome to the Ops, brother. It's good to
So,
What's
see you.
going on, y'all?
what's up, man?
It's good. What's good? Oh, we just lost this video.
He's in.
Apparently, I'm just creeping up on you guys.
That's right. That's
That's a
right.
horrible picture to freeze on.
Yo, man, your baby sound like she's not such a baby anymore.
Hey, listen, man. I can't
Real
tell
fat.
sometimes if it's a dog or a baby crying, but it's just nonstop.
So,
Okay.
Jason, what do you think about that last pick, Abdul Carter at New York?
I think anybody that gets drafted by the Giants, I feel sorry for. But
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's a good pick in the aspect defense wins championships, so you got to get somebody that's going to be some sort of a difference maker. So I think he can do that. Hopefully, there's no injury issues or anything. But I think if he can play defensive end and linebacker, that'll definitely give him some, flexibility.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a quarterback, you can't really go anywhere. So
That's what I'm saying,
Very
man.
true.
Like, even though they picked up Russ, I have zero faith in Russ, man. I think Russ has just seen his better years, man. I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap on Russ. So that's just me. You know what I mean? What do
I
you
see.
think, Susan?
I see Russell Wilson as a proof of concept. I think he's towards the end of his career, but the Giants need someone to just to give proof of concept that they're in the right direction. You know what I mean? If he can have an average quarterback season and they can win some games, then it's just they're like, okay, well, all we need is maybe to supplement a little bit offensive, defensive line, something like that. And if we could get our star quarterback, okay, man, we might be cooking with fire. So I see Russell Wilson more as a proof of concept. I don't think he's going to take the Giants to where they want to go, but I mean, they might be able to make the playoffs with him. It's
Sure.
possible.
yeah,
I
you
don't
need
know.
someone that's serviceable, but at the same time, I mean, what did Russ really give you too? You had what was the Broncos defense like top two last year, and he went like 500. You know.
Oh, 2 years ago, because he was with
2
the
years ago,
Steelers
yeah,
last
because
year.
he was with the Steelers. Yep.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, I mean, they were still top 5 defense, and he, sounded great, and then everything just went to.
Here you
It
go,
depends
Jason.
yeah.
Jason's gonna care about this pick, as soon as they come to
The podium.
podium. Yeah, because New England, they're on the clock. That's
I think New
Jason's
England's
favorite
going
team.
boring here.
Yeah.
New England's going to go boring. They're just going to go offensive tackle, which is I think the right call for them. They need to protect the quarterback.
So you think they're going Mizzou player here, Amon Membu, like ESPN
Yeah,
is forecasting?
yeah. I think they go chalk here.
They got to protect their QB there, huh?
Yeah, Drake May. He
Yep.
looked pretty decent. He just
Mm-hmm.
they need to buy time, and they need to be able to push the defensive line because I mean I actually think their running back isn't that bad.
Right.
Um, yeah, I
You're
mean,
talking Stevens.
yeah,
Stevenson.
Stevenson. Yeah, he's not terrible. It's just like when you get a hit in the backfield and you got a juke in the backfield. What do you want?
Right.
The Patriots need a wide receiver. I
Yes.
can't even tell you who's on the receiving core right now.
Very
It's
true.
so awful. So Stevenson could only do so much when you have nobody to throw to. So personally, I think they should go for a wide receiver. But I mean, there's nobody to pick. All the mock drafts, it's like the first receivers is outside the top 15. So when was the last time you guys saw that happen?
Oh wait, the Patriots got Diggs.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help. I mean, but I wouldn't call him a number one receiver anymore. I don't know how he's going to be after that injury.
No, you're right.
Very good point. Very good point. We'll see. Oh, they didn't go chalk.
Wow.
Okay, well,
But
they went with an offensive tackle,
they
but
went.
not the one everybody was thinking.
Yep, exactly.
I was thinking him.
Really?
It's the Patriot way.
LSU? Yeah. LSU?
It's so boring to pick an offensive lineman in the top 5.
Sometimes that's the right pick, though.
I
Sometimes
know.
that's the right pick.
I know. But no one should be jumping up and down out in the fans like that.
Yeah.
So, to the viewing audience, are we like really, really behind or something? Like when the picks are coming out, some people are saying like there's another broadcast that is like broadcasting it faster.
Yeah, I just got the pick that came in just now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think ESPN is literally posting it live as they come in, and our broadcast might be slowing down. There we go. Can't. Commodities 5-5, game changer, build the trenches.
I'm
Half
on
a
Okay.
NFL
second
Network.
behind.
All right, we're only a half second behind. That's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. So I think during this, while we're waiting on this next pick by the Cleveland Browns, we got to play this footage that Chris found earlier on. I think it was just it was pretty funny to see, right? Not only because one of the picks is from the Eagles, one of my favorite teams, but it just highlights how fans can sometimes overreact and not truly understand why their team went in on a specific individual if they don't do their homework. So this video is going to highlight the top 5, according to this person's choice, top 5 worst reactions to NFL draft picks. Let's take a look.
Vikings went with Justin Jefferson. I am kind of unhappy with that.
Houston Texans select J.J. Watt.
I hate it.
Jalen Hurts, quarterback.
That has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Patrick Mahomes.
Really? This is why this organization will never win a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
So how'd that
Yo,
guy work out?
Hold up. You got to back to the Bills, bro. Because the Bills were so salty. The Bills fans were so salty that they picked Josh Allen, man. I'll never forget that. They were like, "We picked the wrong Josh." Let's see that. Let's see that reaction again. Because that, man, like, it's funny because everybody
really
is like, "Oh, I knew Josh was going to be our savior," but nobody wanted.
Vikings went with Justin Jefferson.
It was just
I am
it's a
kind
quick
of
blip.
unhappy with that.
Houston Texans select J.J. Watt.
Yeah, it was a quick blip. I had to
Now,
trim that
Jason's
video.
actually a Bills fan. Ask the Bills fan. Who did you want on that? Not a
I
faithful.
wanted anyone but Josh Allen.
There you go.
Really?
There you have
So,
it.
Wow.
yeah, I wanted Josh Rosen bad, just because of the way that he played. It seemed to like he was going to fit the system perfectly. And honestly, who knows at this point? I think he just went to a terrible situation. I don't think they gave him any type of chance. And when you draft another quarterback the very next year, it's not a good sign. So I kind of feel bad for him, to be honest. But
He went to the Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. And I mean that panned out pretty good for you guys because who knows what Josh Rosen would have been like, and
Oh,
Josh
we know
Allen.
what he would have been like.
He would have been
We
like
do know
Josh
now.
Rosen.
He would have been like Josh Rosen, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
for sure.
depending on what team he went to, because I think now the system is perfect for Josh Allen. Obviously, they built everything around him, but if he went somewhere else, I don't know if he would have been able to do what he did and given that much leniency too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's set the record for completion percentage change in over his career. So
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see who the Browns take with this pick because I feel like the Browns have multiple needs. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you could say
and
that
not for
again.
nothing, they very well could pick Ashton Genty. I mean, Chubb is probably
Dude,
going to
I hope
have
not, bro.
a really, really bad injury where he didn't look like himself. And so, do you really believe in Jerome Ford, who I don't even know if he's still on the squad?
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
Chubb is done.
Chubb looked, yeah, he
Too
looked
many
good.
injuries.
He
Too
got
many
beaten to the
injuries.
ground. He
Mm-hmm.
was their whole offense. So I
Yep.
mean, might as well get another guy that did exactly the same thing.
Here they go.
Selection is made.
Defensive tackle, huh?
Bruh.
Yeah, our
Yo.
ticker is really slow.
Yeah. Miles Garrett though is
Mason Graham.
he's
Okay.
got some they're building around defensive line, I guess.
I
Make a
mean,
strong suit stronger.
I need to understand who is making decisions for the Cleveland Browns
Oh my god.
because
Tell me about it.
this makes no sense to me.
No, not at all.
I just don't get that, man. I really don't. I don't get
Well,
it.
I mean, with the way that I like the Cleveland's trade that they did because they got a number one pick next year. So they have two picks next year. So you basically punt this year and you just try to get the most talent you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they feel Mason Graham is that, then maybe next year with two picks in the first round, maybe you get your quarterback. Maybe at that point you pair him with a good running. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that you'll find anyone as good as Ashton Genty. He had an all-time collegiate career,
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
but you don't need to draft high to get some good running backs. There's plenty of good running backs you can find in later rounds.
Yeah, but will they be instant fits right away?
I mean, you never know. I mean, every time, like all of us here play the fantasy football. There's always that one running back low in the draft. No one is even thinking of that just blows up. And so sometimes you can get them out of nowhere. Shoot, look at our Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor wasn't a first round pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe because of the fact that Miles Garrett is such a disruptor, this guy was so good at Michigan that it'll open up holes for both of them. So if you can disrupt, the quarterback snap count and the play and all that stuff, maybe that helps you. But when you have nothing on offense,
Right.
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to put up 12 points a game and hope that you only give up 9.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you had Travis Hunter who literally could play starting corner and starting receiver, which are two spots they desperately need.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't know.
very good point. That's a
And
I
they
very
mean,
go
good
ahead
point.
and traded
they could have
away.
gotten more for selling or for trading Newsome, like they were talking about. If you traded Newsome and got a first round pick or a second and third round pick for him, you got the same amount of value than keeping the second pick and getting Travis Hunter.
Well, Ashton Genty is on the clock, I think, because it's the Raiders' pick.
Oh yeah, they're
Hey,
taking them. I hope so, man.
so what they got Gino now at the quarterback.
Yep.
They're looking
You already
to get
know Pete
a
Carroll.
dog like
Pete
Josh
Carroll, bro.
Jacobs. Yeah. They want a Josh
Who do you
Jacobs
take,
dog
B?
type style dog.
Zeke, what do you think? You think he's a good fit for the Raiders?
You really asked me that question? I have no clue.
He's going to be Beast Mode 2.0, man. If he goes on
I
the
think,
Raiders,
Yeah, man.
yeah, yeah. Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. They're gonna be pretty formidable. That 1-2 combo. They don't even need receivers as good as Brock Bowers was last year. He is a receiver.
mm-hmm. And I mean a massive upgrade at quarterback too, at least.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
they'll be good enough to come in last place in that division because I still think they'll be last, but they'll be better last. They'll be a much improved last place in that division.
No doubt.
But
So
I
the
don't even think it's that
commissioner,
much of a diss to say that they'll still come in last. I mean, the Chargers with Jim Harbaugh, and you still got the Chiefs, right?
oh boy.
Just like the Jets when they come in the next pick.
Yeah, no
There you
doubt.
go. They said
They
it.
had to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They said it. They said
So
it.
far, that's chalk. It's chalk so far.
Look at and Kamadi said his pairing with Geno Smith, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers. Yeah, I mean they could really have a decent offense this year.
Yeah, and there's still more time to supplement some more players on that offense.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the Raiders
You know
were
who he
sweating when they
reminds me
saw
of?
the Browns go down to 5 to see if they were getting Genty or not.
Yeah, man. Because they needed him like they need a hole in their head.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, he reminds me so much of Edgerrin James, man. He's got a lot
Yeah,
more speed than Edge, but he's a thick back, low center of gravity, just a heavy runner.
Yeah, that's a good comparison, especially out of the backfield too, like catching the ball.
My man needs to fix that bow tie. That's all I know.
so
I think
my
his
dad
mom
is a
messed it
Jets
up when
fan,
she hugged him.
and the Jets are on the clock. Dad, if you're watching, drop in the chat what position you want them to take. We'll put it up here live.
They should draft a punter.
Spoken like a true Bills fan, right there.
That's right. That's right.
You play quarterback too.
I think this kid is the steal of the draft, man.
I think the Browns are they're gonna regret not taking him. Oh, okay. We got some drama building. Sanders at number 7.
Select Sanders. I don't know, man.
I don't think so, man. Please don't.
He's going to the Colts. Sanders to the Colts.
They need to give Fields a chance, man. This guy has not been given any sort of chance in the NFL. They were getting ready to trade him after the 5th game of his rookie season.
Right.
I think he's a good quarterback, man. The Steelers, for whatever reason, threw him in backup when he was doing well.
Not for nothing, but I mean, Tomlin looked like a genius when he did that, though, because Russell Wilson was balling for a while there. But then he started to look like Russell towards the end of the year.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you everything looks great because no one has the tape on you because you haven't played with that team yet. And then they figure out after week 4, So
Right. Yeah, you can
I
say
just
the
think
same thing about Fields. I mean, people didn't know what was coming.
Yeah,
but he's too dynamic.
Yeah, what the question I have with Fields with the Jets is, I don't even know who they have as their head coach now, and it's like
The Jets?
Yeah.
Oh no, they got Aaron Glenn. I think that was a fantastic hire.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you guys see the Browns draft party on the screen?
No.
They're showing it on NFL Network. They have Journey playing live there at the stadium, and they're singing "Don't Stop Believing."
Dang. That's almost a diss.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, Vegas is excited for Genty.
Yes, sir.
Well, hopefully he doesn't go to prison like half the other team.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I don't think you got to worry about that kid, man.
Stay off the Vegas streets.
You think about it. Think about how good the Raiders would be right now if they had half their players like still out in public.
They weren't out like unaliving people out there.
Yeah.
Who should the Jets pick here? What do you think? I know who I think they should.
Who you think,
I think
P?
they already got a good defense. They already got good defense. They had good receivers last year. It really didn't help them much. Um, I think they need to draft offensive line. For whatever reason, Brees Hall was not Brees Hall last year.
Hmm.
And so maybe get that player that we all thought was going to New England.
I think
Bring him
Brees
on that
wasn't
squad.
Brees because he had Aaron Rodgers throwing the rock.
Yeah. But you're gonna need time. You're gonna need
Yeah.
time to throw the football with Justin Fields. He doesn't make quick decisions. And so if you could give him really good protection and a really good running game, maybe you give him a better shot of being successful. Because they already got good defense. Their problem was they turned the ball over and they couldn't get the defense off the field.
Right. Right.
So maybe you go boring here and you just get an offensive tackle and you know,
Yeah, it's only boring until he can actually protect your quarterback so he can make some plays for you.
we'll see what happens. But but getting back to that Shador Sanders chat that we had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I know we cut off Zeke. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to chime in on that.
Yeah,
Not really. I mean, uh, there's the obvious low hanging fruit reason that I really don't want to broach because it's just too easy to get into that topic. But basically everything else that I said, just young, uh, not humble enough, already rich, probably got more money than the people saying that he'll never make it. They hate the fact that he could be an absolute bust and still be filthy rich.
Yeah.
If he never plays it down in the NFL. So um, I don't know. I hate this narrative that seems to still to this day hang around young black quarterbacks. We didn't really hear too much about Cam Moore, but even with that, like the man had a great college career, and they're like, oh, he doesn't deserve to be the number one pick. I don't know. It's just
But I mean, filthy rich shouldn't be an issue, bro. Because as a Colts
well,
fan,
filthy.
we drafted
Here's the thing,
Andrew
though.
Luck,
what it
Filthy
is.
rich, filthy
right?
rich.
Andrew Luck's
They
father.
like they like when players don't have a backup plan. Like Shador, if Shador failed, Shador could still be successful. Shador isn't necessarily banking on the NFL. Like when you got these young kids who will do whatever to make this kind of generational wealth because they're trying to get their family out the mud. It's a little bit easier to manipulate them. You can't manipulate Shador because, like I said, he got Dion in his ear. Hey, son, watch out for this. Do this. Don't do that. Go left. Don't go right. So you can't manipulate him. He doesn't need the NFL. And
Yeah.
players, I remember Myron Rolle. Myron Rolle was a safety for Florida State. Myron Rolle was a very good
Oh, here's
safety
the
for
thing.
Florida State. Myra Rolle was also a brain surgeon,
Yes.
and they didn't like. I mean, I
The
remember
road
Myra
scholar,
Rolle. I
right?
think it was
They
OT
got him.
missed the beginning of training camp because he was going after a Rhodes scholarship.
Not
Like,
going after, he got it.
yeah, he got it. Like the dude is a genius, and they didn't like I feel like they held that against him because it's like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me if he doesn't play football, he can still go operate on brains and be rich? He doesn't need us. Well, we don't need him. And I
I was
think he
just
got
telling my wife
blackballed out of the
about
league.
this.
Myron Rose definitely could have had a decent NFL career, but he didn't need the NFL as much as they wanted him to. So yeah,
All right.
So
Who
the
did
Jets
you
went
want
and
to see
picked
more
that
for?
offensive tackle that we were speculating, And I actually think that was a good pick. They're going to need to give Fields time, and they're going to need to get a better push on their line because they need to run the ball. To set up the pass, you need to run. And for whatever reason, the Jets weren't very good at running the ball, surprisingly, last year. And so I think this kid is going to help. So,
Armand Membo.
But
Just
Zeke,
to
to your
add too
point,
with
man, I
the
was just
Shador pick, I think a lot of coaches are worried that they're going to lose their job if they don't do well, and that his dad is going to come in. So I think the best place for him would be on the Steelers, to be honest.
I
I
think the
don't know
best
if
place.
Dion would do that, and it's one thing to do that in college. I don't think he'd do that in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think Dion would
he
do that
might.
either. I think he's going to cut him loose. But I agree with Jason. I do think that being under Mike Tomlin is the best option for him. Mainly number one because of the talent that's already there, the number of the veterans that are already there, right? And then I feel like Dion trusts Mike Tomlin. You know what I'm saying? No matter what Steelers fans want to say about Mike Tomlin and his inability to win the big game, Mike Tomlin, in my opinion, he's a good coach. I know for myself, I feel like if the Steelers let him go, he'd be unemployed for 30 seconds. So and then they could go get a bum coach and understand what it feels like to like not have a winning season for 6-7 years. Um, but Zeke, to your point about the young man that with the Rhodes scholarship, he went on. He didn't need the NFL. That's not the narrative that reporters want to hear. They want to sit down and they want to ask the dumb questions. Tell us what it's like for you to like be able to pull your family out of the mud. They want to, you can't sit down and manipulate interviews with people like Shiloh Sanders um, and Shador Sanders because, as they've said it themselves, all they know is winning. All they know is greatness. All they know is grinding and being the best. It has nothing to do with money. They're like people say to them all the time, man, if this doesn't work out for you, you're gonna be all right. And he's like, you missing the point. The failure is not all right for us. It's not about the money and it's not about having stuff. It's if we fail, we not all right. The money doesn't make up for the failure. You see, they don't come from that. They come from greatness. Their father was the best to do it at his position, and that's all they know. So, from in my eyes, and I'll say is the reason why people are putting this narrative out there about Shador Sanders is because he's Dion's son, because they hate his father, because they hate and I'm not a person that really gets into race stuff, man. That's not my thing. But they hate that. They hate the greatness. They hate that black greatness that Dion was. Dion was at Florida State. He created a brand. He was outlandish. He was so outlandish, but he was so good. They couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't stop it. There was nothing they could do to stop it. And so that's who he always was. He had to build that brand to pull his mom out of where she was. And he said it best. People said I couldn't tackle. He was like, well, I tackle my mother's bills. I tackle my mom's debt. That's what I was here for. And I think the media can't stand the story of somebody that they can't stand the story of like of a Cam or a Genty. These young men come from two parent homes. You know what I'm saying? That's not Shador and Shiloh. They came from two parent homes. Their parents divorced or whatnot, but that's what they grew up in. They don't like those stories. They don't like those stories because they can't manipulate them.
Right. They can't say, like, look what the NFL did for them.
What's that?
They can't say, like, look what the NFL did for them.
Right, right. So, and this story about this guy, this person who won't put his name to what he said about how Sanders is the most Shador Sanders is the most arrogant person that he's ever interviewed. He doesn't care about his teammates. If anybody, I've been following Colorado since Dion went there. I've watched every post-game interview where they interviewed Shedeur Sanders. Not once has Shedeur Sanders ever thrown his teammates under the bus, and he's even had reporters, he's had critics say to him, your teammates let you down, and you way too nice. You've been way too nice and giving them way too much credit. How come you're giving them so much credit and taking the losses on yourself when it wasn't your fault? And he's like, because I'm the leader, and it falls on me to make my team better. I've literally never heard this kid say a bad thing about his teammates.
And you know what? That's probably that Dion influence too. Like, son, this is how you handle this because they're gonna set these traps in front of you. This is how you answer this question.
Carolina's
And
going to the
whether he
podium right
believed
now.
it or not at first, I believe he bought into that concept. I'm not gonna dog my teammates in public.
No doubt. Oh, Carolina. Okay.
Bro, and did you guys see their
Oh,
pick
they
was
got
in?
Tetairoa McMillan, the
Yeah.
wide receiver.
Uh,
Okay.
They had that pick in like the first 20 seconds that they were on the clock.
Bro, I like that pick for Carolina. That's the closest, or are they the closest team to me? I mean, Carolina. It's like a 5 hour drive from where I'm at.
Kamadi, he said he thought they were going O-line, defensive end, or defensive tackle. They went opposite. They're trying to.
Chris, what
They're
about
trying
the
to.
Commanders? Aren't they closer to you?
Commanders got to be
Yeah, they
closer to
probably
you.
are. Commanders are probably closer, but hey, I like that pick. I mean, they got aging dude from the Minnesota Vikings. I forget his name. Um, uh, I don't remember, but they
Adam Thielen.
drafted Adam Thielen. He's on his last leg. You need someone to counterbalance that offense and give Bryce Young somebody to throw to. This guy could be a playmaker. I think the guy that they took last year, the Southern accent dude, I forget his name right now. Forgive me.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I can't remember his name. He can be good, but this kid looks special from everything that I've seen. This kid looks
But
special. He looks like
that's
he
going to
could
be a
be.
good duo, I think. Honestly, if you put Thielen in the slot and have those two guys on the outside, because this dude is what 6'4".
yeah, he a big
he's
dude.
tall.
Bryson needs a big target to help
Mm-hmm.
out with the accuracy and stuff like that. And from what I saw, he's got really good route running, which he definitely needs to help out with his throwing and timing. And plus, he only had like 2.5 seconds or so of time to throw the ball.
Right.
So if you get someone at 6'4", that'll help to just throw it up there a lot of times.
A
And that
security
other
blanket,
that other
absolutely.
receiver is Xavier Leggett.
Oh
Xavier
yeah,
Leggett, yes, the dude that,
Mr.
yeah,
Down
that
South
dude is
himself.
hilarious.
He is.
Is they're like, I eat them raccoons.
The
And he's
muskrat.
like, he eats them raccoons. I
I
forget
think
what he says.
did he lead the rookies in receiving yards?
It's very possible.
Yeah,
He
did
did
he?
had a pretty
I
good
thought it
year
was
I I
against
probably
the
I,
Bucks.
Thomas, but
I
it could
feel
have
like
been
he
him.
kind of did pretty well towards the second half of the year.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
torched,
But
he
I love
torched
what he said. He was
immediately.
there like, when it comes to the raccoons, you know me. I take the clothes off. What he meant was skin them and eat them.
And yeah.
Like I never heard that before in my life.
Did you
Got
see
to take the
that
clothes off.
they did a report in the locker room post game and they were asking him like what he was most excited for and he had like two plastic containers waiting for him in his locker. It was like a rice and muskrat or rice and raccoon dish.
Oh,
And they were like, "You eat that?" He was like, "Yeah, it's good." I was like, "Oh my gosh, this dude, he's true to himself, I tell you that."
Well, he went to the perfect team because Carolina, they definitely be doing that kind of stuff down there for sure.
I've been to the Carolina Panthers Stadium to watch my Indianapolis Colts play. They got a beautiful stadium out there.
They do.
And they got some good fans. I mean, they're not like wild and rowdy like the Bills or the Eagles or Steelers fans are, but they got some good fans, some loyal fans out there, and they deserve a good product.
Yeah. Charlotte
You know,
just in general is it's a nice city.
why are they not projecting Shador Sanders to go to the Saints? I mean, who's the quarterback there of the future? I mean, do you really believe in Derek Carr like that? I mean, what are we doing? Why not?
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. Derek Carr is he's a good QB. He's a solid QB, and when you give him targets, when you give him something to make plays with, he's going to make some plays. Now,
But their
is he
new
the
their new
quarterback of
head
the
coach
future?
there, the new head coach there is Kellen Moore, right?
Yes,
Offensive minded
offensive
head
line.
coach.
Yep, for
Does he
sure.
really think he can build his future on an aging running back, right? Alvin Kamara and Derek Carr, who's a retread. Is that what he wants?
That's why I was saying that they're going to go for a wide receiver.
Well, I mean, they added Brandon Cooks in the offseason.
Yeah, but he's washed. Cooks is
Yeah,
done. Cooks is
and
cooked.
you can't count on Chris Olave. My man is getting too many brain injuries, too many
Injuries.
concussions.
Yeah.
My man is donezo. Why not Shador Sanders here?
Yo, fellas, is my mic too loud?
Uh,
No,
no, it's good.
no, I don't think
All
so.
right. I had to
Honestly,
switch it.
they need upgrade at every position. I mean, the Saints are gonna be in a tough spot for the next 5-10 years with that salary cap. Um, honestly, I just don't
Oh,
know if
here comes the
Dart
pick
or
now.
oh, here we go.
Well, I mean, if that's true, then maybe they should have traded back. But
Phew.
that's not what they did.
They went for a tackle.
Wow.
Kelvin Banks Jr.
To protect
Offensive
who?
tackles coming off the board.
Right. Who's their quarterback right now?
They're gonna protect
Carr,
Rattler.
Derek Carr and Rattler. Yeah, you know what, Jason? You laugh, but like they love that dude there. They
Yeah.
were begging for him to get on the field.
No, I know that. I don't know, man. He was okay in college, but I also didn't like his attitude when he was in college
Hmm.
because he transferred colleges because he wasn't getting enough play time and all that stuff, you know. And then he didn't do well when he went over to I forgot what team he ended up playing for.
The Saints were desperate for Rattler only because the backup quarterback is always the most popular player in the building when you're struggling. And they were struggling. They started off the season like they were going to be the best team in the NFL. If y'all remember the beginning of last year, they blew the doors off of. I don't even remember who it was. Was it the Falcons? They blew
Philly,
the doors off of.
Philly, Philly.
They blew the doors off of Philly. They looked like world beaters, and then they came crashing back down to earth. And then everybody just was there like, you know what, we want Rattler. But that, I mean, that was just because the backup quarterback is the most popular player. They maybe they should have done what Jason was talking about, where they got a lot of holes to fill. Maybe you trade back and you get a bunch of picks. But I guess Kellen Moore really liked this offensive tackle, and that's what he wanted to build this franchise around.
I think they should have gotten a defensive lineman just because there are a couple real good ones still. And you got Cameron Jordan, who's pretty much done.
Mm.
And you got to have someone to solidify to stop the bleeding. I mean, if you don't have a strong quarterback, at least get something to where you give them a chance by getting more stops.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that definitely. Now the Chicago Bears are on the clock. They drafted Caleb Williams last year. And everybody in preseason, oh, that's probably going to be your rookie of the year, and it did not turn out to be the case. My man Jaden Daniels had an amazing rookie season, and maybe some people are questioning whether Caleb Williams was the right call with that pick, or maybe Jaden Daniels should have been the one that they selected. But if you believe in the future of Chicago, fellas, who should they be picking now?
Man, I don't know. I mean, they're saying that their needs are defensive tackle, running back, wide receiver, cornerback, edge. It sounds like they need a whole
They need
squad.
everybody, man.
Who do you
I
even
think I think
look
they
at?
need defensive line.
Yeah,
Their offense, I think, is pretty solid. They reinforced their offensive line, which is the main reason why they were terrible. I think Caleb Williams is a great quarterback. He just needed an actual coach.
here we go. They're about to announce it.
You know what's crazy is that with the Bears, they brought over Lions OC Ben Johnson, and he's famous for the whole Sonic and Knuckles over in Detroit. Man, would they have loved to get Ashton Genty on that squad and replace Swift?
Oh yeah, big time.
Compliment
Yes.
him, Genty, and Caleb Williams. That would have been beautiful. But I don't think there's any running back talent that should be drafted this high. So it's going to be interesting to see which direction they decide to go. They definitely got a lot of free agent help on the offensive line already. They added Joe Tooney, Jonah Jackson, and Drew Dalman in the offseason to pair him with Grady Jarrett. And they got our player, Dave, Dale Oden. I can't say his last name. But they took him from the Colts to shore up their defensive line. So it's going to be interesting to see who they.
I think they're going to go tight end, honestly.
I don't know. I think they're going to tackle.
Because Ben Johnson loves having his tight ends. So I think having another tight end with Kmet, that's one of the things that a couple guys were saying for mock drafts.
I think that would be a mistake because you already
I do
got
too.
plenty of receiving talent, and that didn't help Caleb Williams take the next step. I think you got to go either offensive tackle here, or maybe just like maybe a linebacker would make sense, right? Maybe defensive, yeah, maybe somebody to stop the pass.
Yeah, I mean, besides Jalen Johnson, I don't know another defensive back on their team. So that would be a good pick too.
Let's see who Ben Johnson wants with it. Start his tenure off as a Chicago Bears coach. They're drawing this thing out, huh?
Yeah, they are.
Here it comes.
Come on, make the pick.
Right.
Yeah, man, they dragging this thing out like crazy. Let's go.
What they call him? Bongo?
Steve McMichael.
Mongo.
Mongo?
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
You never heard of Steve?
No.
Four
Oh,
Horsemen.
man. Right. WCW.
WCW?
Yeah, man.
But before he
and
was a
Ric
wrestler,
Flair.
he was a pretty good football player.
What?
They went tight end.
They did it.
You know,
They
in
did
mock
it.
drafts, that's who they had the Colts select at. Loveland at number 14. In most mock drafts, they had the Colts taking him. That's interesting.
My ears.
So they didn't you just predict that, Jason? You said that they probably would take a tight end.
Yeah, I think a lot of the experts and stuff were talking about it, and it sort of makes sense to me just because with Ben Johnson, he likes doing double tight ends, and I think that'll help the offensive line too.
Okay.
Because Loveland's a receiving and blocking tight end from what I was reading. So I think it actually will help shore up some of that offensive line. So if you can get an extra man down there to help out. So I think it's a little high personally for a tight end, but I think it's a good pick for what he's trying to do.
But I mean, the thing that's crazy is that the Bears do still have Cole Kmet on that squad. He's not
Right.
a terrible tight end.
Now they got 5 people to throw to, so how do you make them all happy?
Right. But I do like Cole, man. He was supposed to have a breakout year, and he just didn't last year.
Bro, they had DJ Moore already chirping last year. Now you're gonna add another receiving talent to that room. It just don't make sense. But
Well, and they had Keenan Allen and their rookie last year too. So I mean, they had these.
Odunze, yeah.
Yeah. But that head coach was just an awful head coach. So I think having someone with some actual knowledge on how to play offense, I think they'll be pretty dangerous this year.
Well, I mean, that just tells you how bad of a franchise the Chicago Bears are. They allowed in Caleb Williams' rookie season to have a lame duck head coach running the show. Why would you do that? They should have cleaned house.
The Bears have a lot of picks in this draft, from what I understand.
Yeah, they got 10 total. So that's, I mean, if you can get 10 starters out of that, that'd be pretty good.
That's crazy.
Wow, the 49ers pick is in already?
Yeah, bro, they're going quick with these picks. I love it.
Well, 49ers need a whole entire defense, so
Yeah.
they're going to take the best player available.
Who was that? That was someone said recently. It was another player. Maybe it was Parsons. I'm not sure. That was saying that if the 49ers paid their quarterback Brock Purdy, if they give him the bag, that their window is closed.
Yes.
There was an
I would
NFL
agree.
player that said that. I don't remember who it was, but he said they give him the bag, their window is closed.
I would
But
agree with that.
I think their window is already starting to close.
Last year was their year, man. I mean, they had the most loaded roster, I personally believe, based on
Right.
offense and defense, and they just fell apart. And then they just deleted, like, you got rid of every young piece of talent on that defense. That just blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Debo Samuels is gone. I mean, I didn't think Brandon Ayuk deserved that kind of money. They should have just kind of let him go. But they gave him a bag. And then Christian McCaffrey, who knows if we'll ever see him again.
Yo, look at this. You guys got a commenter who's backing you up on the Shador Sanders take. Looking at the future ball. There are 8 teams picking before the Pittsburgh Steelers that don't need a QB. Can we see Sanders in black and yellow uniform?
Yes.
That's the way
I
it's
want to
trending.
see him go to Pittsburgh, man.
That's the way it's trending. And the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't go out and sign Aaron Rodgers, although he was flirting with them hardcore. They decided not to sign him, and maybe that's because they're going to get Shador Sanders or probably Dart. But I think if Sanders is out there, you got to take him.
So let me ask you this: Did they not sign? Did they not take Rodgers, or did Rodgers not pick them, or are they still flirting with each other?
No, they didn't. They
Because the
did
last
not
I
want
heard,
to
no
pick.
decision was made yet.
Yeah. Well, I think the Steelers are waiting until after the draft to see how the chips fall.
I think Rodgers is waiting until after the draft.
No,
Because he always thinks he's in control, man.
he's not. Rodgers knows he's not in control because the Steelers probably would not have been his first choice. His first choice was the Vikings, and they were there like, yeah, we're good.
Nobody
And so,
who wants Rodgers, man?
but that's what I'm saying. Like he's not waiting. If someone said, "Hey, come play for us," he would go play. I mean, because you do have Aaron Rodgers out there in these streets talking about like, "Hey, it's not about the money, man. I just want to play ball." That sound like Aaron Rodgers to you? That sounds like a desperate Aaron
So I'm
Rodgers.
desperate.
That's right. And so, like, nah. Yeah, so I think the Steelers are going to draft a quarterback. It just depends whether Shador is still there or if they get Jackson Dart.
I would rather get Milrow.
Nah, Milrow got bus written on him to me.
You think so?
Jason, let
From
me
the
ask you this: If you were running
footage I've seen.
the Colts, who would you take?
If what? They're running the
If you were
Colts?
running the Colts, who would you take?
That's a tough one, man. I would probably want to get a linebacker. I think Campbell or was it? Is it Campbell? I forget his name. Was it Jihad? First name. But I think there's the linebacker. I think his last name is Campbell. He can play outside linebacker and defensive line. I think you guys really need someone that's versatile.
Do you think Richardson is the answer for us?
No, I don't think he's really an answer for anyone. I think he's going to be a career backup just because his attitude by itself, and he had terrible accuracy in college. So I couldn't even believe he got drafted that high, and especially with the draft that you had for quarterbacks,
Yeah.
that was way too high. But I think it's just people salivate over potential. And there's a crazy stat where they said only I think like 5 or 6 first round quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl.
Wow.
It was a very low number. I think it was definitely less than 10. It's like 5 or 6. So for me, I don't, it's just salivation over quarterbacks. I mean, look at Trevor Lawrence. He was pegged as the next Peyton Manning, you know. So I mean, and then you look at Brock Purdy, literally the last pick of the draft, and he's going to be making $60 million a year probably. So I think you got to find people that are going to be more difference makers than just the quarterback
Can the
to build on.
49ers help them get back to the Super Bowl? I don't know. We will find out. Let's see who they. I don't think they're as close to the Super Bowl anymore as people think, but we'll see.
Has anybody checked on Jesus lately? I hope he's doing all right after all the
We try
free
to get him
agency.
on here.
He's
That's
he's
like
focused.
all the slander
He's focused on Pee Wee baseball right now with Manny.
and the
That's
pick
better
is in.
talent. They got
So
better
they
talent than the 49ers right now.
Here you go. Here's the pick. Michael
defensive.
Williams, defensive end.
Okay.
I think that's a good decision because I couldn't tell you who was on the defensive line for the Bears.
Oh, it's the 49ers.
Oh, that's 49ers. Okay. Yeah, so they needed one too.
Who's the kid that retired and then unretired? For the 49ers.
Retired and unretired.
Yeah. It was just in the off season, just a little bit ago. Can't remember his name. Let's see if I can look him up.
Zeke, you're on the clock, brother. Tell us who you want him to take.
I really don't care. I haven't invested any time into this draft, so I don't know who's available. I don't know who they've been talking about for the Cowboys.
Well,
Um,
I'm not talking about that. I mean, like, well, position of need. What do you think they need to
like I
get?
said, I think they probably should go offensive line. I've been seeing a lot about them taking the wide receiver from Texas, but I hope Jerry's tired of trying to provide Dak with shiny weapons. We need to get back to basics. That's what we were better when we built from the inside out on offense and defense. You build that offensive line, you can get you don't need superstars at the position. If you build the offensive line, you got Dak, who we've seen when you give Dak time, he can pick defenses apart. So we still got CD. Eventually, they're gonna have to address this running back situation, but there's nobody worth taking now. So go ahead, find the top offensive lineman you can get. Um, or if you want to go get somebody that can help, we did lose Demarcus Lawrence. So if you want to go get somebody that can help Michael on defense, um, get a defensive lineman or maybe another edge rusher from the linebacker position.
Now,
Um,
leading up to the draft, Jerry was quoted saying that he wanted to make some trades, but that's not what he did here. He just selected
Pause up. Yep. Tyler Booker, offensive guard.
Alabama product. Say what you want about Jerry Jones. He's got a pretty good track record of drafting anyway. But he went to the scrap heap to get free agents. You got the retread Miles Sanders this year to replace your running back room, And then you got the other retread from the Denver Broncos. I can't remember his name right now. Who's the running back from the Denver Broncos that every year we always hyped him up, and every year he disappointed? I forget his name. But he's on the Dallas
This
Cowboys
is
now.
happy, boy. Whew. This dude's happy to be a Cowboy.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's happy to be in the NFL.
That
Yeah.
too.
Give it a couple years. He'll be on Twitter or X.
Z.
What, man?
For sure, safe pick. Yeah, I agree.
Safe pick. You said it, Commodities.
I mean, we did just lose Zach Martin, so hopefully this guy can step in and give us a fraction
that's a
of
great
what
point.
Zach did.
That's a great point, Zeke.
Every now and then I come up with some of those, Josh.
Look at Jerry. That's right. I'm the greatest. You see him?
Jimmy Johnson could never.
You guys come hug me.
You know, I'll tell you what, like, I thought the Dolphins were going to be a lot better than they ended up being last year. They had such a disappointing season. It was incredible.
What made you think that they were going to be good? Like,
Just
really good.
building off of last year, where you get a healthy Tua back, and you just felt like, okay, they could do some things.
Bro,
But
when has Tua been 100% healthy?
Never.
Alabama.
Yeah, and they're taking their time with this pick. All these other teams up to this point, they had to pick in the first minute. They're taking the full clock right now.
Miami
bro,
did great last year. What are you guys talking about?
as I said, a Bills fan.
No, I loved it.
Of course you did.
I think they should draft a cornerback if I'm being honest, just because if they're going to get rid of Ramsey, that would be
This
your
is
best
where
bet.
Jahdae Barron goes from Texas.
Or they go get that speedster from was it Bond or Golden, the receiver,
Golden,
to replace Tyreek.
They didn't trade Tyreek though. He's
He
still on the
wants
squad.
out.
He wants out. He's asking.
You know, this the
I think he
NFL.
doesn't know what he wants, man. This dude
You
is
don't get what you want in the NFL.
What
They
he
want you on the
wants
team
is
you
back
playing.
at Kansas City.
he's such a drama queen, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Chris is right. They need to select the successor for Tua.
Really? You go
Yeah,
all in on a QB right now?
I think you could get him maybe later in the draft, so maybe not right now. But I think probably second round they should probably take a quarterback. I think first round you're going to put too much pressure on Tua. So I think you take the best quarterback available round two. Because bottom line, you could spin it as, listen, we need a good backup quarterback. We saw what happened last season without a good backup quarterback. And no one will fault you for that. But I think if they don't take a quarterback in their first two picks, they're making a mistake. But maybe the move is not right here. Maybe the move is maybe more offensive tackles help. They got or maybe defensive line because they lost a couple of dudes this year. Yo, this dude for the Cowboys is tripping, man. This dude is like crazy excited.
I told you, man, that dude is happy.
That dude is happy.
I agree with you guys though about the quarterback because Tua is like a porcelain doll at this point. I mean, he shouldn't even have come back honestly last year.
Right.
Like
The way that
his future is at stake right now. Like his life.
yeah,
His life is
the way
at
he
His
stake.
looked,
livelihood, bro.
the way that he looked when he came back, I was mad honestly. Even as a Bills fan, like this dude, I like Tua as a person, and if you're gonna be brain damaged because of this game and you're not going to be a normal person, can't be a father to your kids,
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to get I honestly, I think a really good pick for them, like you said, second or third round, is get the Syracuse quarterback. I forgot his name.
You said Syracuse quarterback?
Yeah,
We actually saw him play live
he
play
almost
this
set
year.
the college football record for passing yards, I think, and he had like 35 touchdowns.
Interesting.
Hey, to all my basketball fans out there representing the New York Knicks, we're up by 8 with 5 minutes to go. 104.96. Let's go, New York.
Here comes an 11-0 Detroit run.
Fellas, how does my mic sound?
You're good. You're good.
All right, man. My wife keeps saying I'm super low.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Hear you loud
She's
and clear.
watching the broadcast.
Maybe maybe the stream is not the same. I don't know. Just a heads up, Dave. I'm definitely off by 10 because we're gonna be hitting the road here soon.
It's all good, baby.
Coming down to
Wrap it
VA?
up.
Yes,
Coming down to
sir.
VA, man. Yes, sir.
What pick number are we at right now?
We are at number 13.
Hey, the most important pick is next. We can almost end the podcast after that.
That sounds like a great idea.
We'll go to 15. How about that, fellas?
Zeke said, yeah, no doubt. Zeke said, I want back to baseball.
Who's got the best record in the MLB right now? I was just wondering.
Come on, man. Don't even play, man.
No, I was just wondering, you know? Does anyone keep track?
Bruh,
Anyone in the
I
audience can
don't.
tell us who has the best record
Chris,
in the
how
MLB
how
right
many
now?
times do we have to have this conversation, my man? It's
What are you talking
April.
about? I'm just asking
It's April.
questions. I just want to see if the
It's
live audience
April.
knows who has the best record in the MLB right now.
Okay.
Anybody out there know?
I don't know,
Tick tock.
actually.
I'm gonna
Tick
look
tock.
it
Tick
up.
tock.
I'm gonna look it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up.
Is that the New York Mets? Is that? There's got to be something wrong
Yo,
with
yeah.
this.
It is,
Is that
man.
the New
Keep
York
talking. I
Mets?
can't wait. I can't wait to clip this, yo. Keep going.
Yo, please clip it. Please
Keep
clip
going.
it.
Give him
New York
all the
Mets.
bandwidth
Look,
right now.
here you go,
Nobody talk.
Jones.
Let this
Here you
dude
go,
talk.
Jones.
Peasy, let's do it, man. What we got? What we got? Deion
As soon as
Sanders.
I gave a shout out to the Knicks, they start blowing it. Yep.
I told you. Here comes
Come
that
on.
run.
Oh, okay.
Bro, real talk though, the Mets just swept the 7-game homestand. Let's go, baby.
Boom,
Swept the
boom.
Cardinals, swept the Phillies, and the pick is in
Defensive tackle.
defensive tackle.
Kenneth Grant.
And they lost a lot on the defensive line. I'm not shocked by that pick. But I do think if they don't pick a quarterback, pick number 2, they're in trouble.
Well, guys, I appreciate you having me on. I gotta put the baby to bed.
All
So
right, Jason.
thank you,
Jason, thanks for
guys.
No
coming
doubt,
through, man.
Jason. Thanks for hanging
Appreciate you,
out.
Absolutely.
All
bro.
right, brother.
All right, y'all. Go
Take
God
Bills.
it.
bless, man.
Oh, you hit the button too late, Josh.
I wanted
When
to.
do the Bills pick?
You got rid of Dave? Oh, okay.
No, that was an accident of mine. The Bills pick is
After my bedtime.
oh yeah.
Are the Bills like
Pick
third
number
to last?
30. 3-0.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We
Yeah,
got the most
I can read the
important pick on
headlines
the
in the
clock
morning.
right now
Uh-huh. Yep.
We'll go to 15, bro. And
I'll
we'll
probably
wrap it up.
Yep, no doubt.
with the Atlanta Falcons.
Why not?
Dirty Birds.
Wait a minute. When is the Steelers pick?
18.
Yep.
No.
Why don't we go into the
No.
No,
Steelers?
21.
21.
21, my bad. I thought it was 18.
Dang.
18 is
21.
Seahawks.
Dang. All the Steelers just, trade up.
They should probably.
Man, Shador should go right here, bro. Right here.
Look at Chris Ballard, man. Look at this dude, man. They should have security throw him out the building, out his
Yeah.
own.
Right. Why would this dude go and pick up Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones to give
Hey Dave,
Anthony
do you
Richardson
have any
competition?
professional teams who you actually like approve of the GM?
Who,
'Cause I
me?
know you hate Ballard, you hate Cashman.
I told you, bro. If I could get Lou Riddick to GM the Yankees, it would be a great
I
day.
was about to say, if you can get Lou Riddick to GM the Knicks, the Yankees, and the Colts, you'll be
Man,
all set.
listen, it'll be a wrap, bro. It's like it'll be complete. My sports life will be complete. Lou Riddick across the board, bro. People sleeping on Lou, man. I'm telling you, the dude he's brilliant, man.
Look at that.
Everybody thinks we're going to pick a tight end here,
No,
which we
no,
do
not
need a tight end.
commodities.
Mo Alley Cox is not it.
Yep. Defensive back for commodities.
No, we got good defensive backs, I think.
Oh my god, man.
Dave,
Uh-oh.
Tight
Dave, who
end.
was that?
Yep.
Oh, tight end. Yeah,
Tight end.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
hey,
Tight
you
end.
know,
Nobody to throw him the football.
Did you see that dive? He'll be hurt by mid-season.
Bro, I like the pick if he's good at recovering fumbles. Because with Danny Dimes back there, we're going to have a whole lot of them. And so he need to be very good at recovering fumbles.
This dude got CTE written all over him, man. I'm sorry.
Boy.
God dog.
Just reckless. Look at this dude, man. The
That's
hair says it
passion.
all.
Man said the hair says it all.
The hair says it all.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I mean, he looks very athletic. Is he the next Brock Bowers, though? Because if you're selecting him in the first round,
That's crazy. The most career receiving yards in Penn State history, though, as a tight end.
The problem is who's going to throw him the ball.
Did you see that pass he threw earlier? He's gonna throw himself the ball, Bugs Bunny style.
Yo.
I'm telling you, man, Daniel Jones will fumble him the ball, and then he'll have to run that into the touchdown.
There you go. Fumble
He
forward.
gonna throw himself
Fumble forward.
Xavier above the rim?
If I did, it's been a while ago.
There's a shot in there where the actor Leon, when they play in the final championship game, the ultimate blooper in this movie, man, and they never caught it. Leon inbounds the ball, a long inbound pass. Guess who catches the pass and dunks it?
Please don't say Leon.
Leon.
Dang.
That's what this guy's gonna have to do for us.
He gonna throw the ball. It's gonna hit the goal post, and he gonna catch it.
Man, listen. I'll do one better. He's gonna stop the pass rush, throw the ball, and then catch it for a touchdown. He's gonna pretty much have to. I don't know, man.
What did you say?
I don't like that pick.
And he can hit home runs in Little League.
Yeah, we were not a tight end away from winning more games last year. We were just not.
This is Dallas Clark 2.0, man. Y'all good.
Bro, we are like
but Dallas Clark was Dallas Clark because we had Peyton Manning. We got no one to throw him the football, bro.
Nobody. Well, I guess we can when Atlanta makes their pick, we can end on that sour note. What is Atlanta gonna do?
Well,
Man, I like Penix.
Is Cousins still with them?
Yeah, he's still with them. They probably could trade him.
They owe Cousins a lot of money, though, don't they?
Big dollars.
He got 3 years left.
Ooh, guaranteed too, right?
I still trying to figure out how he get all these guaranteed contracts.
I wonder if they're willing to eat some of that and then trade him to the Steelers if the Steelers don't.
No, Steelers don't need them problems, man.
You like that?
Right?
Matter of fact, we don't.
No, we actually don't. Let me see how
Who
much
else is a QB needy
Captain Kirk.
squad? So trade him to the Raiders or trade him to the Saints.
Let's see. Oh my goodness. Kirk Cousins is a $40 million cap hit this year. Oh,
That makes entirely no
Captain Kirk,
sense.
beam me up.
That
take
makes
a guess
no
how much
sense.
money Kirk Cousins has made over his career, bro. Josh, you go first.
325.
A lot. Let's just say
Zeke,
a lot.
what you think?
Dang. I'm gonna do Prices Right style. 326. Boom.
You. Ugh.
Peasy.
I'm gonna say because he got
He had that
franchised
big
a
contract in
bunch of
Minnesota. I
times
forgot about that one.
before he got a big contract and then a second big contract. I'm gonna say somewhere just shy of 500 mil.
Peasy. Peasy, you overshot crazy.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, where
Who
was he?
went first? Who was
I
it went
said
first?
325.
Zeke said 326. You, Josh, 294.
294? Okay.
Yeah.
Still, that's a whole lot of dough.
Dang, I should have
Yeah,
said $1. I would have won.
See?
yeah, you would have.
Easy.
You went over.
Bro, $40 million cap hit. 27.5 of it
$13.
cash. I
That's
think
crazy.
part of that, I think 13 mil of that is as part of his bonus, signing bonus, because 27.5 is cash. So
Let's trade Daniel Jones for him.
nah.
He can come to the Colts. We'll trade you Daniel Jones.
Look at Arthur Blank.
Dave, you know it's double PXP week, right? You been getting your time in?
Ooh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, bro. When does it end? Sunday?
It started on the 22nd. I think it goes through next Tuesday.
Oh, I'm gonna be on tonight, Daddy. I've been doing all the moments, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't get on last night though. I need to get on there.
Bro, the Falcons took all of this clock too. Look at that. They still haven't made on the clock.
They probably trying to shop the pick.
They gotta be.
They
Let's see.
wasting that much time. Or would they be that franchise that ends up not selecting in time and losing their pick?
Is that
Was that the
something?
Vikings that one year?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
pick
Wait,
is
what
in.
The
happened?
teams was running
That's
up
it.
to the podium.
They lost their pick?
Nope.
Yeah, you remember it was like years ago. They
Really?
didn't get the pick in, and teams just started running up to the podium with their picks.
Wow.
Oh, I do remember that. I do. That's embarrassing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wow, taking a long time.
Derek Harmon, Oregon, right here. Let's go.
Man, look at that crowd. No way.
Yo, imagine how funny it would be if they picked Shador Sanders just because they did that last year when they already had, they already
Oh,
had Cousins. Is they like, man, the Falcons just think the first round you're required to take a quarterback.
That's crazy.
That would be insane, bro.
I couldn't imagine.
So like first rounds is for quarterbacks.
Come on, man.
But real talk though, like I think one of the things that irked me is that like when they were talking about Sanders like bravado or his brashness is like or his overconfidence, if you will, is that you know how confident and overconfident you gotta be to attempt a behind the back pass or a note. no look pass during the game. Don't
Yeah.
nobody say a word about Patrick Mahomes. Don't nobody say a word about Matt Stafford doing those no looks. No nobody say a word about, all these other quarterbacks, right? To me, it don't make sense. It don't make
He,
sense.
yeah, they just hate. They want to hate on this kid for any reason, man. And it's, again, like I said, it's because they hate his daddy, man. They mad because they couldn't stop his father. Now they're trying to stop the son, and that's not gonna happen either.
Man, I hope the Colts trade back into the first round and pick him up. I want him on the Colts.
I'm just glad that hate didn't bleed over to Travis because Travis is like another son to Dion.
Yeah, he is.
So I'm glad that didn't affect him at all.
Here it is. There's the pick.
You think the Jaguars will let Travis Hunter play both sides of the ball?
I really hope so.
He
If
said
they're
that.
smart,
Yeah, they said. He
He's
said
probably
they.
their best receiver and cornerback right now.
You think Travis Hunter be better than Brian Thomas? He was a beast last year.
I don't know. I didn't watch him.
there's the pick, fellas. Jalen Walker.
That's it.
All right. Well, fellas, this was a lot of fun, man. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this again next year.
Yeah,
And as we grow, man, obviously uh, the technical end of it will grow as well. So, we'll learn from this, man. We had a good time though watching these young men's lives change, and we just wish them all the best. Hope they stay safe. You know what I'm saying, and just get to live out their dreams. So,
for sure.
all right. Well, with that, we're gonna say goodnight to everybody. We appreciate you joining us, Josh. We'll be praying for you and your family, bro, as you guys travel, man. Be safe, and let us know when you make it there safely. All right.
Most definitely. Appreciate
All
you
right,
guys.
bro. All right, Marcus, get us up out of here, bro.
Hey, New
All right.
York Knicks about to close it out, baby. All right.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Deuces.